All right, boys and girls, so today in this station you're going to be responsible for taking some notes. And so what you're going to need to have is your spiral for math, and this spiral is not labeled, but it should say math on the outside. I'm going to go ahead and label this one math right now. It looks like it's not really writing very well. I'll have to go over this later with another marker. And we're going to open it up, and we're not going to write on our page that we took on Tuesday, which was our journal about math, which had our rules, but we're actually going to go to the next blank page. And this is where we're going to be starting. So at the top, we're going to go ahead and give this a title, and we're going to call this Place Value Chart. So while we're making this place value chart, I want you to be thinking about where you are and thinking about remembering some information from 4th grade. So we want to just record that in our journal. And I just want to go ahead and say, at any time, if I'm writing something and you feel like I'm going too quickly for you, you have the option to pause the video, catch up, and then you can continue when you're ready. All right. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to actually turn our paper sideways so that we have the holes at the top. And we're going to fold this piece of notebook paper in half so that we're creating a straight and visible line. So right now I'm folding that in half, and now I have this nice invisible line to write on, this folded line. And we're actually going to be making some place value marks. Now, some of the place value marks that we record today, we will not be labeling until probably Friday or even Monday of next week. Okay, so just a heads up on that. So the next thing I want you to do is find your the top where your title is, and I want you to count 4 spaces down. 1, 2, 3, 4. And on the 5th line, the 5th space, we're going to make our first place value mark. And then we're going to make another one right next to that. So we're going to make 3 in a row. In this next space, we're actually going to put a dot there. Nice healthy dot. And then we're going to make 3 more spaces. 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to put a comma. And we're going to make 3 more. 1, 2, 3. And another comma in its own slot. 3 more. 1, 2, 3. And another comma. And then our last 3 place value marks. So now we have a lot of place value marks. So now what we're going to do is we're going to turn our paper so that we can write on the line. This will make sure that our work is neat and readable. So the first place that we're going to start is right here where the dot is. Notice I'm not starting at the very top. I'm starting where the dot is. So make sure that when you're writing in the correct place. And on this line, we're going to call this dot the decimal. It's the decimal point. And whenever we're reading and writing numbers, we always call it or use the word "and" to represent the decimal point. Alright, so this is where I'm going to take the opportunity to use some color, and I hope my pens work. We'll just see. So I'm going to go right below the decimal point, and I'm going to call this the ones place. I'm going to go right below that and call this the tens. And this is the hundreds. Then we have our comma, which separates our units or our ones period from the next period, which is called the thousands. So I'm changing colors again. Hope this color works too. And we're going to call this the thousands period, or the thousands place. I'm sorry, not the period. Thousands place. Then we have the 10,000s. And then we have the 100,000s. Okay, so then we have another comma, which is separating the thousands place from the next group. And I'm changing colors again, and I'm going to call this the millions. So I hope this color works. It seems to be working. So this is the millions. Then we have the 10 millions. And we have the 100 millions. And our final group of numbers is going to be the billions. So we are skipping that line again, that comma separating the millions from the billions, starting with the billions place. We have the 10 billions. And we have the 100 billions. Okay, so that's what we have for now. One thing I want you to think about is, do you, looking at the notes that you have written, do you see any patterns? Look for some patterns that you may be able to talk about when we visit together. And I also want you to think about some relationships. Do you see some relationships? Or do you see some things that are similar? Okay? So once you think about that, you are finished with your notes for today. So making sure that you have your title and the place values that are recorded. This is going to be one of your first graded assignments from me. So this will probably be due on Friday. You're going to turn your jams in. I'm going to quickly look at them and give you a grade. All right? If you are finished with this part, but it's not time to switch stations, you may go ahead and get on ST Math for a few minutes.